Hello and welcome to Phoenix Starchild Tarot. Let's check out today's forecast for guidance and growth, and let's see what wisdom and advice comes in for the day from our spiritual guides and the universe. Alright, let's cleanse the deck. Perfect. Okay, and let's shuffle these cards. As the deck is shuffled, take some time to ask what advice you might be seeking, what guidance you might need for the day. Okay, spirit guides, universe, what do we need to be aware of today? What is the forecast for today? And please take what resonates and leave what does not. This is a collective reading. Alright, so let's split the deck. Let's see what cards come out for us today. Alright, universe, spirit guides, what advice do you have today? Spirit guides and universe, what advice do you have? Alright, and let's keep going. Okay, some more cards have just flipped out quickly. There we go. And universe, we need 2 more cards for this reading, please. Alright, universe, 1 more card for this reading, please. What advice do you have for the collective today? Alright, universe. Okay, let me just see. Alright, well they have presented 3 more cards. So let's just move some of these along. And our final 3. Okay. And let's have a look at the bottom of the deck now. Alright, so we do have Knight of Swords and Page of Cups. Let me just put these over here. Alright, so I'll just show you the cards that we've got, and then I'll take a moment to get the messages from the universe that are coming through with these cards. So we've got the 5 of Cups, we've got the 7 of Wands, we've got the 5 of Swords, Queen of Swords, Knight of Pentacles, the World, 4 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, Page of Pentacles, Temperance, 6 of Swords, the Devil, 3 of Pentacles, 4 of Swords, and again Knight of Swords and Page of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Alright, let me take a moment to have a look at the cards. I'll be right back. Okay, so upon looking upon these cards, we're starting off with the energy for the collective at the moment. I see tenacity and determination for possibly a brighter future, and getting creative, seeking possibilities in a creative way, being a bit of a dreamer, but being really ambitious with the dreams, knowing that they could be in a possibility, to you. Like it's, bright future, being tenacious for that bright future is what I see here. Okay, and that's because with the spread here, I see that there's loss and sorrow, possibly defensiveness, being protective of your own values and beliefs, sort of fighting for what you think is right. I do see that there is conflict and battles, some hostility here, which is really put you into the Queen of Swords energy, independent, open communication, clear boundaries, being really insightful here, and moving forward to strong-willed determination, being responsible, and moving forward in your world, reaching fulfillment, trying to seek harmony and achievement of wholeness, knowing that the past, we can't change the past, and it's time to move forward. With moving forward, there might be a need of control, bit of a fear of change, so you're sort of holding on to the need for control. But I think the universe is saying, hey, just trust your intuition, believe that you will make the right decisions at the right time, and really step into the goal-orientated, ambitious, skill development side of life. Find that balance and be calm, have self-control, and you'll be finding solutions here. I see that you're also letting go, moving on, like leaving behind something, and it's quite possibly something to do with either addiction, codependency, powerlessness in some way, maybe feeling limited, restricted. However, I also see with the Three of Pentacles, there's teamwork and collaboration with a focused effort to growth and learning, that sort of thing. Also some rest, relaxation, gaining peace in the future. So still having that drive, still having that ambition, that drive. But I think it's also taking the time to rest, to really see what fills your emotional cup at the moment, what pops up for you. Being in this sort of energy can be quite exhausting, especially when you're fighting for what you believe in, what you think is right. And the conflict that you could be having could have been quite aggressive. There could have been quite a lot of intimidation, maybe even competition, feeling of defeat in this situation, being kept in a state of being where the cup was always, spilt cup, spilt milk maybe, spilt wine, whatever, and not really seeing the two cups that are behind you, emotional well-being, and it causes disappointment. With the Seven of Wands, being defensive and very strong-willed, you may have felt like you needed to protect yourself. With the Five of Swords, the conflicts and the battles, the fights here that can be aggressive, can potentially be violent as well. So that's coming through for the reading, and that is why channeling the Queen of Swords energy has been so necessary, because you need to focus on yourself, have that clear thinking, be insightful, have clear communication, have clear boundaries, but know that you are okay on your own. Working towards possibly the miniature side of life. One moment. When you put the effort in and are consistent with that effort, fulfillment is happening in the future. You are able to achieve what you are seeking to achieve in the near future. Again, you may feel a need for control, especially because you've had this experience already. So it is understandable to be saving your money and feeling like you need to protect yourself and your assets at this present moment. But the universe, as this is coming through with the High Priestess, the universe wants you to use your intuition. Listen to your inner voice. You are being spiritually guided through this, and you will gain wisdom with this event. And that is why there is balance coming up ahead. You become trustworthy for your own self, like a loyal person for your own self, faithful for yourself. You're able to start manifesting what you're working on. You're able to find the balance, have that self-control. You're stepping into a calm way of being, finding solutions, and you can manage your needs and your resources wisely, and that's to create harmony. And then creating that harmony and moving forward to create that success, you know that you need to let go and move on from these limitations. And sometimes with these limitations, we may need to ask for help. And I think you are quite capable of asking for that help now. You may have found it a little bit difficult, but as soon as you channeled the Queen of Swords energy and you were able to use open, clear communication, you're now able to ask for the help that you might need to overcome these dependencies in your life, whatever restrictions they may be. with the new help, they also show you that it's really important for rest when we're in recovery. We might want to be very, very ambitious and accomplish a lot, especially when we feel we've been stuck for a while. We're getting new ideas, they're really exciting, and the freshness of what life can offer can really, really entice people to want to really push forward fast. But I think this is where the universe is saying, take a moment to just slow down, get a little bit of rest, relaxation, contemplate, find the peace, and channel into where you'd like your future to be, where you want to go, how you want to create that and feel about that. You're at the beginning of being able to create something very abundant and possibly financially sound, bringing in that money. You do have the Page of Pentacles, also the Knight of Pentacles, so it's almost graduating into that craft and starting to see the benefits coming in, reaping the reward from what you've been working hard on. I can see there's also the determination to be responsible. Excuse me. Because you really want to have that harmony. You want to find your place in the world. And I think that's why also you're really trying to think clearly, set those boundaries, but work hard in a practical manner as well. And for the moment, you may feel like you need to save money. It's always good to save money, but just remember the universe has your back with this, is able to help guide you to find balance. And then the teamwork and collaboration will also guide you through to health and wealth. And that's where rest comes in. That's the health part of the side of the reading here. So rest is important, and finding what you would like to create, being in a very sound mind, making those sound decisions. You know who you are as a person. You know what is right, and you do fight for what is right in this world. Not everybody likes that in another person. They would prefer for people to be sad, depressed, feeling like they're missing out, having loss, disappointment, that sort of thing. It's when we tune into the energies that make us strong, independent, insightful. We have that improvement that happens, that determination, that responsibility happen, which creates a brand new life, a whole new world definitely coming in. And you are safe. You have the guidance from the universe, from your spirit guides that are helping you through this journey. So take some time out, get a little bit of rest. You've got that energy, you've got that tenacity to move forward, to seize the day, to conquer what you believe in and what you'd like to emotionally fill your cup, and you're working towards that. Clearing out any limitations, letting go, moving forward, finding that balance, being guided by the universe, our ancestors, the spiritual realm, our intuition, our own self. And starting a brand new chapter in a really wonderful way, with a lot of driving force, but also accepting that rest and asking for help is important in life, as well as achieving it on our own. And that helps find the balance. When we get the rest that we need, that's when the intuition really fires up in our soul, and we're really able to get the messages clearly, listen to the downloads of what the universe is guiding. So I see that this is a really, really nice reading with the new chapters starting, and the new chapter being so abundant with it's very insightful, it's very balanced. It's having that higher purpose, mastering our craft, and being kind to ourselves, and ridding any devil energies, any addictions, any dependencies, any limitations, or any restrictions. We are walking away from them, moving on to calmer waters, getting that balance and having that fulfillment. It's a wonderful reading, and we do need to have grief to understand sometimes what boundaries we might need to work on, especially if we've been defensive. There has been conflict, and it hasn't really been, it hasn't been very enjoyable at all. And you know that is not something that you would like to have in your life. And now it's time to concentrate on this and find your feet here. Find your way for your future, the best decisions for you now. Understanding that this is your life, your world, and the next chapter is about to start. And you've got that drive, and you're emotionally fulfilling your cup, having that wonder, and finding that balance, being guided by the universe and your own intuition. So it's a really lovely reading, and a wonderful way to move forward. Self-love. I see a lot of self-love in this reading. When we're in line with what is right for us in our world, we'll have our intuition come in. We'll have those boundaries being very strong. We know when we need to move forward and close chapters and move forward to the next chapter. We know that we will be able to have that balance if we trust in ourselves. Get the rest that's needed. Ask for the help that might be needed. Continue with that drive. and have the emotional wonder also fuel our movement forward. So yeah, I hope you've really enjoyed this reading. I hope you were able to gain a little bit of guidance and also a little bit of wisdom for the day and any days upcoming. So yeah, some really lovely, nice information coming through with these cards. Alright, so tune in tomorrow then for another day of advice and wisdom from our spirit guides and the universe. And until then, have a wonderful day and bye for now.